Let's see. Do I want to buy... I feel like I do, and I also don't. This is a lot of expensive bookery. Red. I'm sure we've read most of this stuff already. We haven't read this. Laura Doran here, and Kragan. That's $60. I'll take it. Already read A Guide to Vizima. Read it. Laura's Gift, $70. I'll take it. Got Against Non-Humans, Transmutations and Metamorphs. It's $80. Take that too. Cults and Religions of the Nordlings. $90? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna run out of money to do all my gambling at this rate. Just a second. This illness needs to leave me alone. Coughing up a lung over here. Zeracanian insects and other vermin. You know, I really would have thought that we would have gotten some information on this from the guy that we were talking to, but unfortunately, we didn't. It's 110. I'll take it. It's not too expensive. Got Animating the Inanimate. 150. Yeah, why not? Road of No Return. Another 150. We probably can find some of these books sitting around in the town, but oh well. Already read that. Dragon's Dream. That's a 200. I don't know. Zeracanian Alchemy we've already read. Read that. Finawed we have not read. Or Feynawed? Feynawed. 300, damn. I swear we got a book on this before. I don't know. Already read about plants of the subterranean type. Small book of minerals. Jesus, $400? Gotta be kidding me. Ritual plants is also 400. Swamp plants, 400. Already read that. 400. Already read that. Curses and the Cursed. Wow. Some expensive shit. Alright, well, we'll leave the more expensive stuff for now. See if we can find those somewhere. But we'll go ahead and check out all these other ones real quick. Already read these, right? Yeah, we did. Alright, we've got the story of Laura Doran and Kragan Vlad, as told by humans. The Queen said, "Don't plead for mercy, but beg those whom you harmed with your sorcery. You had the courage to commit evil deeds. Be brave now, when justice is near. It is not in my power to pardon your sins." The witch sniggered like a cat in response. How does a cat snigger exactly? I don't know. Her wicked eyes glimmered. "My doom is near," she shouted, "but yours is not far either, my queen. At the hour of your terrible death, you will remember Laura Doran and her curse, and know that the curse will touch all your descendants over the next 10 generations. Yet, realizing that the queen was fearless at heart, the evil elven witch stopped swearing and threatening with curses and began whining like a bitch, begging for mercy and help. Something tells me that this is not how it happened, not to mention that I don't believe an elf would say "my queen" to a human. So we got a glossary of some elves out of that. Laura's Gift, an elven version of Laura and Kragan's legend. Based on an elven fairy tale, but even pleas and invocations didn't soften the stone hearts of the Deon. I believe that's like humans? I don't remember. The cruel and merciless humans, yeah. And when Laura grabbed the carriage door, begging for mercy, not for herself, but for her child, the queen ordered a thug to swing his sword, cutting off her fingers. The winter cold set in that night, and on a hill amidst woods, Laura drew her last breath while giving birth to her daughter, whom she protected with what warmth was left in her body. And even though night, winter, and blizzard were all around, springtime suddenly came to the hill, and Feinawed flowers bloomed. To this day, those flowers are found in only two places, the valley of Dolblathana, and on the hill where Laura Doran ap Sidhel died. And more about elves. So apparently we just got elves, and more elves. Sounds like a really strange late-night program. Let's see. Transmutations, Metamorphosis, an intricate alchemical treatise presenting a theory concerning the animation of inanimate matter. It is by Aldebertus Aloysius Kalkstein. It's from Kalkstein. We found your book, Kalkstein. To follow the example of the sorcerer from the tower, we first need to classify substances, dividing them into superior and inferior varieties. Only the former can be described by the theory of interdependence presented here. Inferior substances do not produce a chain of quasi-life structures, for their nature is substandard in quality and they cannot exist independently. However, it has been proven that they are paradoxically essential for the chain to exist in spite of their inferiority. The hypothesis of interdependence assumes that the chain of quasi-life must contain one substance of each superior element. Nonetheless, the chain structure proposed by Rafford the White has one too few places for them, namely only 5. If the chain were transposed and then transmuted, the problem would be easily solved. Alas, the first operation cannot be performed without damage to the chain's integrity. The only solution is to use a so-called reverse transmutation, which will eventually cause the chain to rotate. As a result, I don't know what the hell we're talking about right now. Of the rotation, all 6 superior substances will constantly leave and join the chain without destroying it. From the holistic point of view, there will always be 6 superior substances occupying 5 places. The ingenuity of this solution lies in the chain having all the qualities of the 3 inferior substances, thus the paradox of interdependence, or as some say, coexistence, is no longer a problem. Unfortunately, since none of the modern works describe how to perform reverse transmutation, the problem of animating the inanimate remains unresolved. So, kind of like putting together a golem or something. Inanimate objects being animated. Got something on Kalkstein out of that, and nothing on the inanimate objects, apparently. Cults and Religions of the Nordlings, a treatise on the religions of the Northern Kingdoms written by a Nilfgaardian. Stefan Keller is the name of the Nilfgaardian. Among the numerous faiths of the Nordlings, the most widespread is the cult of Melitelli, a goddess in 3 forms: young girl, mature woman, and old hag. Hello! That, I believe, must be where the Sephiroth is. So somehow we need to deal with Melitelli for one of the Sephiroths. Melitelli is a mother goddess caring for her children. Primarily, women pray to her, though men in need might also utter supplications. The religion is a vestige of the old matriarchy and testifies to the weakness of the Nordlings. People who worship female deities are soft-hearted and incapable of preparing their sons for war. Excuse me? I don't know about that. In recent years, the cult of Melitelli has found a rival in the cult of the Eternal Fire. which came out of Novigrad. Clerics of the Eternal Fire demonstrate fanaticism and almost complete devotion. The religion is hostile toward any form of otherness, including non-humans. Well, except for Siegfried, he seemed to be fine with me. The Order of the Flaming Rose is the cult's militant arm. The treatise also examines other faiths, including the cult of the Lionhead Spider. We got more elves, the cult of the Lionhead Spider, cult of Melitelli, and that's it. I believe there was some cultists in the sewer. I don't know if they were one of these cults. I'll have to figure that one out later. Zerrikanian insects and other vermin. This book describes the exotic insects of Zerrikania and other abominations seen by the author on his travels. This is Marco Knopf. Zerrikanian, home of the venomous basilisk, has given birth to other equally hideous creatures. Among them are spotted spiders so huge that they trap elephants in their webs, and the no less terrifying tistis flies. That's TikTokers that are going tis 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 over and over again. They're horrible. They get on everything. You just don't want them anywhere. The flies are especially repulsive. Yes, they are, laying their eggs in the human body. The resulting larvae maturing within the host's head. The victim's brain serves as sustenance. And when the larvae turn into adult flies, they leave the body through the eye sockets. I feel like we should have gotten some information on this from the gardener who we were talking to, because he basically described this word for word. Now void of the previously devoured eyes. These and other vermin are born in the far land of Zerrikania. Thank the gods that similar filth has not infested the northern kingdoms. Well, yet anyway. Did I get nothing out of that? Okay, so I guess you just don't get anything from the Zerrikanian stuff. I think the only thing that you would have really gotten from this would have been reading about Zerrikania, which we already got from talking to the gardener. All right, so we have. Didn't we just read animating the animates? Oh. So transmutation and metamorphosis was on the animation of inanimate matter, but we also have animating the inanimate. For some reason I thought this was what we just read. And guess what? It's about golems too, so I was totally on the right track. A scientific treatise on the magical ways of building a golem. Alright. The book contains useful information about golems. Cool. So now we've got a bestiary on golems' hearts and golems themselves. Cool. The Road of No Return provides information on the Kolshe. This book provides information on the magically created monster known as the Kolshe, or Kolshe, something like that. We get the heart of them as well, so interesting. Many new things. The heart of the frightful Kolshe. We also have the Golem's obsidian heart, and the stone which drives the Golem from within. Well, all you really need to do is write death on their head, and they'll go away. That's the way to take care of golems. It's perfect. Alright, Cult of Melitelli. Among the numerous faiths of the Nordlanes, the most widespread is the Cult of Melitelli. The goddess in three forms, young girl, woman, and crone, Melitelli is the mother goddess expanding her care over her children. Her following is not solely composed of women. Men pray to her as well. Clerics of Melitelli preach love and peace. They run many hospitals, shelters, and orphanages. The Cult of the Lion-Headed Spider. Coram Agtir, called the Lionhead Spider, is a cruel deity who expects bloody sacrifices from his worshippers. The Cult of the Lionhead Spider is banned, and there are but a few places in the world where its adherents can openly declare their faith. Temeria strives to eradicate the belief in the Lionhead Spider, and the cultists are tried as murderers. Elves. Wow, we've got a lot on the elves. After gnomes, elves are the eldest race on the continent. Did we read about that? Probably. They created a magnificent civilization, and the greatest human cities, like Vizima and Oxenford, were built upon elven ruins. Elves also have a special affinity for magic, although their magic is different from that of humans. Elves are long-lived. I feel like we've read a lot of this. I just don't remember where we stop and where we begin, which is unfortunate. Anyway, they're long-lived, yet the reproductive period of their lives ends quite early, and moreover, they reproduce much more slowly than humans. This is why they were defeated. The reason why they lost their preeminence in the world. Today, only 2 enclaves of the race remain. The Blue Mountains, where the elves suffer privation and are dying out, and Dol Blathana, the Valley of the Flowers, which is ruled by the sorceress Hined on Glenna, or Gliana. The Valley of the Flowers is a dependency of Nilfgaard. Elves are a beautiful and long-lived race. Yeah, we just read that, sort of. They have pointed ears, sharp features, and possess no canine teeth. Elves are arrogant and proud, and over many centuries they have developed a high and sophisticated culture. Few remain to die, however, and these are in constant conflict with human civilization. That is why so many young elves eager to fight for their rights join Scoia'tael commando units. Humans have their own version of the legend of Loradoran and Cregan Vlad, which differs greatly from that of the elves. An elf and a human came together just after the conjunction of the spheres and the rise of the human race. The legendary lovers became a symbol of the peaceful coexistence of the 2 races until some elves, jealous of Laura's attentions, treacherously killed the barbarian who had dared to get involved with their kinswoman. In the human version, Lara is portrayed as a witch. Cregan's death resulted in much treachery and scheming, and thus the hostility which exists today between the races is the elves' fault. The elves tell the story of Loradoran and Cregan Vlad, an elven sorceress and human wizard, the legendary lovers who formed the first union between the 2 races. Elves claim this relationship proved that peaceful coexistence between the races was possible, at least until humans treacherously killed the wizard and banished Laura. So in this one, humans killed the wizard. Thus, according to the elves, human hostility, possessiveness, and aggression were first demonstrated. These barbarian qualities make coexistence with humans impossible. And so, the lovers' tragic end triggered a war that continues to this day. Elves don't discuss their faith in the presence of humans because they think the barbarians would be unable to grasp its philosophical and mystical subtleties. Most humans, on the other hand, don't care about elven beliefs. It is a fact that some elves believe in Dana Midba, I guess, the mother goddess, who seems to be an embodiment of the goddess Melitele. Alright, I probably reread a lot of stuff there, but, you know, it is what it is.